everybody, and welcome back. So today's video is going to be about just little things that I've learned here and there being a beginner playing in the Diablo world that I thought would be just good to sprinkle a little bit of knowledge on new players as well. So first I will be talking about my build. I'll be talking about my gear. I'll be talking about why I picked what I picked, and then I will show you how I do a just really quick Greater Rift. Okay, so let's jump right into it. So first I chose the Barbarian. Just on a whim pretty much. So I went through everything. I played the main game as a necromancer, and I thought I want to be what looks really strong. Like I want to be a really strong seasonal player. So Barbarian. I picked the Barbarian, and then I also picked the Enchantress to be my my backup as like a girl power team kind of thing. Also asked around and looked around and found out that the Whirlwind Barb is actually an amazing build. It's really good for beginners. It's really easy to pick up on, and when you pick up on all of the things that you need to learn about it, then it's really easy flowing. I know that I need crit hit, crit damage. I need to get my damage up. I needed these two swords right here so that I can constantly whirlwind, which is absolutely amazing. It keeps my fury up. And then in my details aren't amazing, but they're not that bad. They're really good in my opinion for my first season. I only have just one primal set of shoulders, and they're not perfect. The best thing that I have on my gear right now is my helmet. And I just absolutely love everything on my helmet. Very close to perfect for my helmet. So next season going into it, I'm going to obviously start off with my Whirlwind Barb, and then I was going to venture off into something a little bit different, but now this is my comfort zone, and now that I can do it with ease, and I'm kind of stuck on a 119 right now. And I know there's other swords and other gems and everything that I can use, so I'm dabbling around in that. But I know the progression. I know that I have to change things out in the cube as I go. I know that I have to change gems out as I go. And I know what I need on, let's say, my chest piece. I know that, I need cooldown on certain pieces of armor. I know, rings that I need. I do have this guy in there, and I know that it's not the best ring, but unfortunately I haven't found my swapped ring that I want to switch it with. I did find a kind of crappy one, so I stuck it in my cube. So the Convention of Elements, you ideally want to have that one on and then have the Zodiac one in the cube, but as of right now I have not found a at least decent Convention of Elements that I can just switch it out with, which I will in a heartbeat as soon as I find one. I've learned with your gems, don't waste your gems on ones that max out at, let's see, this one maxes out at 99. Like, don't waste, unless the Boon of the Hoarder is the only one to waste on, because you're not really wasting it. You put this on when you go into puzzle rings and you get more money. But other than that, all the other ones, unless it's specific to your build, don't pick ones that max out at 100 and put all of your rolls onto that from Urshi, when you ideally want to have your first ones, your first set of gear, you want to augment maybe at 100, then maybe 110, then maybe 120, and then see if you can push it even more. the season will be over really soon for me. I started about halfway into the season, so my augments are all at 120 right now, and I'm very happy with that. So, you know, this is a good point for me to see where I can actually push it to, and then next season dive in really quick and just, you know, look around and everything. The things in my cube also too have changed, not a lot, but frequently. I had a chess piece on, I believe last time I showed you my build, if not the time before that. This guy right here, I had that on. I've had different legendary gems in my jewelry. I've tried, when I push, I put rubies into my chest piece instead of all diamonds. So you just really have to pay attention to feeling everything out and evolving with pretty much your paragon and your build. So when you get better things, you obviously, like, at first when I would reroll a stat, I would be okay with it being kind of close to what it should be. I can show you, like, this guy right here. I rerolled it until it hit 50%. I didn't want it to be 48%. I didn't want it to be 40%. I didn't want it to be anything else but 50%. So you can see that my rerolls, I rerolled as close as humanly possible, if not perfectly, to reroll what I had on it. So like 15%. I got it up to 1,000, which took me a little bit to get it up to 1,000. 10 to 15, I got 15 on that. So this is a good example. It was 648 and you could get 650, and I tried a very long time, so I stopped at 648, but super, super close. And then you just have to also too, some of the main primary ones you don't need, and instead of like re-rolling, let's say I had something stupid in the armor spot, which I kind of did. And I really wanted to like re-roll my strength and get my strength all the way up there to a perfect roll, but I really didn't want what was in the armor spot in there because it was kind of just dragging you down. You have to kind of sacrifice that. So as of right now, I'm obviously not 100% happy with everything on my build, but I am very happy that it's got me to a 119 solo. Okay, so right now I have full diamonds on because I'm not trying to push. I'm gonna do just a really quick 90 for you. I didn't do any pools of reflection or anything, so my paragon points aren't going to go up a whole lot. Always check Kadala. Perfectly fine with that before we go, so we're going to do a 90 really quickly. With 90s, I tend to not give a crap too much about, you know, just looking for elites and just doing this and just doing that. I just kill everything, pretty much. The higher you go, the more strategic you have to be about your packs, the more you have to group them together, the more that you have to really think about, is it worth it? Is this worth my time? Is this wasting my time? But in 90s, you just basically zip right through everything and kill the crap out of everything. There's nothing in particular I'm looking for. Even when I get crappy maps, I'm still just gonna keep going and just try to pretty much not stop and turn around and kill anything, but just kill everything. I went back there because I didn't want to get blown up. So normally I would try to group them in this ring right here because I get the extra damage. But since I can pretty much almost between 1 to 3 shot everything, doesn't matter to me. And turn back around. And I know people try to do these like super quick as possible. I take these as kind of like a rest or a timeout from grinding really hard and like trying super hard and super strategic and everything. This is just kind of like my pastime. Like the 90s and the Nephilim riffs. Sometimes I don't even touch my 1, 2, 3, or 4 key while I'm in a Neph rift. I just kind of am on autopilot and I cruise right through it. I will... In a Nephilim rift too, I also like to click on all the chests as I go by them. I don't go out of my way to look for them, but I will click on them as I go by them. Just to make sure I don't have any hidden primals in those chests. But just easy. I don't have NEM braces on, so I'm not even gonna bother clicking that shielding pylon. If you don't click the pylon, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mess up your pylon count. Your pylons you get from your progression and where you are on the map. So let's say I don't want to touch, you know, the shielding or the power, but then 2 more will pop up if you are in the convenient place at the convenient time. You're going to get a lot of season buffs in here because of the kill count that you have going. So your season buff is this guy right here, down in the bottom. I'm at 63 right now. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to go this way. See if it'll be the right way. I'm at 88. 101. 121. Looks like I'm heading back towards the beginning again. 148. So we're gonna go back this way. Get any stragglers I left behind. Oh, I always forget this one. You have to go around it and then down into it. And then there's the season buff. And the season buffs come in, you know, snowballs, tornadoes, the electricity coming out of your body, which I really like that one. The green fireballs from the sky. And then, of course, my favorite is when you're standing in town and then your season buff comes out of nowhere. You're like, oh great, thanks, where were you when I was trying to kill the Rift Guardian snowball? Okay. Pick these guys up. Talk to Ursh. And we can obviously get this one up. This one is going to be my backup in case I find any better gear, which I'm not 100% counting on because we only do have a few more weeks left. But we could always find something, you know? And then you'll always want to do 2 in a row. So you'll come over, you'll close it. Super cool. 5 minutes, not that bad. We'll do one more. I know people do them in 1 to 2 minutes. If I didn't get lost a few times, probably would have shaved like a minute off. For sure. Not worried about it though. As long as I'm not spending too much time in town doing nothing and I'm doing something, I'm okay with, you know, an extra minute or 2 here and there in a rift when I'm lost. And like I said, you have to find what makes you happy in this game. So if you're getting really frustrated doing pushes and you know that it's gonna calm you down or relax you a little bit, doing some 90s or some nefs, then definitely do that. I have a thing where I hate when my keys get below 100. I know they're below 100 right now. So let's say I was pushing and I kept missing my 120, which is what I'm aiming for right now, and I keep missing it and missing it and missing it, and I've done 10 in a row and the maps have been doo-doo and I haven't found any pylons and I haven't gotten the conduit and I'm just done. I'll work on getting keys, no problem. I'll work on 90s, no problem. I'll even do 110s with the bovines with no problem because I know that I'm getting something out of it, whether it's gear or Paragon points or practicing or a little bit of entertainment and relaxation. Sometimes this game for me, and I've seen a lot of people too, it gets very frustrating when you miss your personal best by 3 seconds. Like 3 seconds. And then there's nothing you can do about it but keep trying and trying and trying. And sometimes it's good to step back and do something easy. Also, too, everybody has their own favorite map. I don't have personal favorite maps. I have personal least favorite maps. For sure. And those are any ones that have a lot of doorways. Because for some reason, I just cannot get them to group up in doorways. That drives me crazy. Oh, perfect. If anybody tells me that this is not their favorite, then they're lying. It just makes up for so much lost time. This should be it right here. Yep, perfect. And we still have it on. Perfect. All done. And then I'll talk to Ursh. And I could probably do one more because my stash isn't 100% full. but I am going to end the video now. So that's just a little bit of gameplay from me, just a little sit down chit chat. If you like my content, I like to upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I also stream on Twitch every single day except for Tuesday and Saturday. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down below. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.